Moi everyone and welcome to Finnish Plate. So it's springtime, and in springtime rhubarb grows everywhere in Finland. Most houses that have even a small garden, usually they have some rhubarb growing. So what do you do with rhubarb? By itself it's very tart, so you can't really eat it as is. But I'm going to show you a very simple but pretty common dessert you can make with rhubarb. So I have here a couple of pieces of rhubarb. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off this little bit of dark piece over here. Other than that, these don't really need a lot of trimming. Just trim out the bad parts. Sometimes it happens that you have them. So I have here about 12 ounces of water. I'm just going to pour it in my pot to get hot. And also I have about half a cup of sugar. Just pour that in there too. Just going to let that come to boil, and while I'm waiting, I'm going to just slice up the rhubarb. Now, depending on how thick you slice them, that's going to affect the cook time. So we're going to cook these until they're soft. How long is it going to take? It depends on how thick you make the slices. But of course, if you leave them thicker, you're going to have some pieces of rhubarb, bigger pieces of rhubarb in the dessert, which may be something that you want. Some people like it with very little pieces. Some people like it with more. While my water is coming to a boil, I'm going to measure 2 tablespoons of potato starch. In Finland, potato starch is far more common for clear sauces like jellies, something that you would use with, something that you would do with rhubarb or fruits or berries. Whereas cornstarch is usually used for milk sauces like vanilla sauce or other milk-based sauces, maybe chocolate, because potato starch, when it cooks, it has a little bit clearer consistency than cornstarch. Could you substitute potato starch with cornstarch? Absolutely. So I have here about 2 tablespoons of potato starch. I'm just going to add a little bit of water, cold water, just to make a slurry out of it. So we're going to be pouring that into the rhubarb later on. Now my water's come to a boil, so I'm just going to add the rhubarb in here. And we're going to be cooking it until they're soft. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, they've been cooking for about 8 minutes now, and I think they are completely done. So I'm just going to turn the heat off. I'm going to mix my potato starch because it's bound to have settled already. So now I'm going to drizzle in the potato starch until I get the consistency that I want. Which is about here. All right, great. Perfect. Now I'm just going to taste the sugar and let it cool down. Does not need any more sugar. All right, so now I'm just going to let this cool down, and then we're going to plate it. So now the rhubarb sauce has cooled down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve it with just some vanilla ice cream. A scoop of ice cream. Put some rhubarb on the side. Like so. And then maybe a raspberry or two. And a mint leaf. And here we go. Ice cream with rhubarb sauce. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.